West Ham United are a 2-goal win away from a Europa League final. Not a semi-final, not a quarter-final, a final. I don't mean to get ahead of myself, but this is massive. Once again, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. It's time for the match preview. You know what it is. Frankfurt v West Ham, where we are taking a loss over to Germany, but still, you've got to have confidence that we can get it done over in Germany. This is the match preview. Firstly, I'm joined by Andy. Andy, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Always after a bank holiday, the week seems to go slow, and it is. Seems it should be later than what it is, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought today, is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. You know, putting the football to the side. I thought it must be. It's Wednesday. Oh, but anyway. I'm also joined by Budgie. Budgie, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Jake. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad at all. And the big occasion marks a big guest, the one, the only, Jimmy Quinn. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jake. You?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing, Jim?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Not bad at all. Of course, we had to bring in someone special. Of course, former West Ham striker Jimmy Quinn joins us tonight. Let's see who we've got in the chat. Good evening to everyone. Come on, you Irons. Millwall going up. Hopefully not. But that would be a derby if you've ever seen one before. It's been like 10 years since that. But anyway, we are backtracking. Let's get to this then, Andy. I'll start with you. You said before we came on live that you're not nervous. You're just going with it. How are you feeling?
Because every game when I thought we didn't have a chance, and I'm not going to lie, Man City at home in the Carabao Cup, when we had Liverpool at home, Chelsea at home, Tottenham, you sort of expect a London derby. You can expect a result, and these things happen. And I think things happen for a reason. And I've just got this feeling that we're just going to turn up tomorrow, and it'll be like Lyon away. And I said that last week that I think we'll turn them over. And I've got my pants pulled down because I said the total wrong thing. But David Moyes, the first leg, he always seems to assess it, sees the other team out, and then gets the tactics right, and I think he will tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, Budgie, do you think David Moyes and the team are at all startled by being a goal down going over to Germany or not?
I don't think they are. I think, they're professionals, Jake. They take these kinds of things in their stride. It's only one goal and it's only half time. We've got another 90 minutes plus extra time to sort this out. And as you said, Andy, David Moyes has probably assessed the opposition in the first game. He knows exactly what personnel he's going to be putting and where on the pitch. I think he's got it well in hand, if I'm honest with you, Jake.
Let's hope so. Jimmy, we spoke to you before the second leg of the Lyon game, and you were confident we'd get the job done there, I think. Are you confident that we'll get it done tomorrow night?
Well, I didn't think we played very well in the first leg at all. And we can play much better. So it's going to be a difficult one because somebody was telling me the other day that Lyon have never lost a tie when they've won the first leg. So there's always a first time for everything. But the game last Thursday, I'm quite sure quite a few of our players looked in the mirror after the game and thought, well, I could have given it a bit more, because I don't think we played that well. In fact, I go as far as to say that was the worst some of us have played for quite a few games, because we've been doing brilliant, haven't we?
Yeah.
So when you look at that, and I'm sure David Moyes has, he'll be getting every little bit of energy, every little bit of everything out of the players for this return leg. It's always a tough. I played many internationals away from home, and it's very, very tough. Playing in some of these, but particularly the German stadiums. The fans are make hell of a racket. In fact, they did last week at home. I don't know how many of the away fans, but it was very impressive, the noise they were making. But we've certainly got the players, and we certainly got the attitude. And after the Lyon game, and let's not forget, Lyon were unbeaten in Europe at home, and we won that game very convincingly. I think it's always going to be down to the first sort of 20 minutes. The disappointment of the home game was that we conceded after, I think it was 50 seconds.
Yeah.
So it puts you on your back foot straight away. And as hard as the lads tried, it was very hard to get back into it. We did get the equaliser, but the overall look of the game, told you that because they'd scored first, it gave them the confidence to, generate the win that they got on the day. But it's not an impossible task, that's for sure. And if we play as well as we did against Lyon, we're more than capable of beating anybody, I think.
I think so. I think we can beat them, and that's what we've got to take into it. Let's see what else we've got in the chat. Robert, hope you are well. Sharky's in as well. Irons indeed. Gary as well. Hope you are keeping well. Andy, coming off the back of what Jimmy said there, it wasn't the best last Thursday. Do you think the occasion got to West Ham?
You could say that about any side, mate. That early goal, I think if that early goal don't go in and we're 15, 20 minutes, like what Jimmy was saying, like it'll be the same tomorrow, you've got to keep it tight. I think the atmosphere, everyone was bouncing, the stadium was electric, and then an early goal goes in, it sort of flattened the mood, and fair play to the German fans, like what you said. But West Ham, every away game, even I've been to, we've made a name for ourselves and get heard. And I think Declan, especially after losing out in the Euros, is very hurt by that, and you can sort of see with his play, his desire to win. And I think that will be very key. Stuart Pearce has obviously lost semi-final in a penalty shootout, so he's got that experience, and I think he will be heavily involved. And I've just got this feeling it's going to be another magical night away in Europe.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. Budgie, it's are you a little bit worried by how strong David Moyes went against Arsenal at the weekend, or do you think that makes no difference in this one-off game?
I don't really believe that it's going to make an awful lot of difference. As we discussed last time I was on with you, Jake, David Moyes tends to like his players to be match fit, and he likes them to have consistency in minutes on the pitch and stuff. He likes to know that his personnel are ready for every game. And I believe that with the players that he rested this weekend, you can expect probably the strongest 11 he's got available to him tomorrow. And as I said before, We've had a really, really good away record in this competition. The only game we've lost away is to Seville, and we came back to the London Stadium and won that tie. We went away to Lyon, and as I said last time, Jake, I don't believe there's a club in Europe that would, a club team in Europe that would have beaten us on that night. I really believe that we went out there with more desire and more passion than at any other stage in the season, and I think we're going to be up for it again tomorrow. I'm not even concerned that the players are going to turn up, because I just know they will.
Yeah, let's hope so. Jimmy, being a player, do you think almost the mentality and the physicality side of it as well, playing on the Sunday for most of them, and then flying out today and playing tomorrow, do you think that's playing on players' minds at all, or do you think they're fully focused and you're confident they'll get the job done?
No, I think they'll be chomping at the bit, won't they? It's only I don't think it's even 2 hours of flight over to Germany, so the players will be looking forward to it, that's for sure. It's a chance for them to be heroes of the fans, to get into the final of a European competition. I mean, there's no bigger apple, is there? They can go out there and just give it all they've got. We do need to defend well. the game on Sunday, I thought our keeper was brilliant. By the way, we could have lost by a few more goals. I thought Fabianski was out of this world, but obviously I think I don't think he's playing tomorrow night. I think it's the other guy, isn't it? Forgot his name.
Ariella.
Yeah. So it's a strange one, that, because I've managed a few teams. I always play my best players. I always have done. But that's the way modern football is these days. They change keepers about and they change certain players and whatever. But we're going into this game tomorrow, and make no mistake, we have got the best midfield player for me, pound for pound, in world football, in Declan Rice. If there's anybody better than him in any team around the planet, I've yet to see it. That's a massive boost to not only the fans, it's a massive boost to his teammates and everything else. And you've got Jared Bowen, who's capable of scoring goals, and I'd love Antonio to get a goal tomorrow night. I just love it. I think he works his socks off, and it's he's playing up there on his own. It's very hard at times and stuff, and sometimes you get isolated. I've done it once or twice myself, and you do feel that you're on your own when you're playing as a lone striker. But we need to get people about him, and we certainly need the best performance that every single player can give tomorrow night. And I'm quite sure if we do that, like we did against Lyon, we're more than capable of beating not only Frankfurt, but carrying on and even going on and winning the final. That's for certain,
What a dream.
Said to you before, Jake, I said at the start of the season that we'd get to the we'd finish in the top 8 of the Premier League and get into the final of the Europa League. So I'm sticking by that, and hopefully that happens.
Do you know, actually, I watched that show back yesterday because I knew that you were going to be on, and it's exactly what you said.
Well,
More or less word for word, Jimmy. More or less.
Yeah. I don't always get it right, though.
Done all right this time round, buddy.
We'll be all right. Come on, you Hammers. We'll be there. I'm confident. Yeah.
So would you classify Declan Rice as a world-class player then?
Oh, he's unreal. I can't remember what game it was. I was at London Stadium recently. It was about 3 or 4 games ago, and I was talking to Steve Holland, who's the England vice coach or head coach or whatever. And I knew Steve from his days at Crewe, and we got taught. I said, "What about Declan Rice?" And he said, "Jim, he's unbelievable." He said, "Pound for pound, he's the best player that they've got in the England squad." And that's coming from a top England coach, So you can't get a higher accolade than that, Playing international football, Steve Holland, who's renowned as one of the best coaches in the game, just telling me that he's unbelievable, and we see it every week. He's such a talent, and it's probably a bit early to say, but will he go down as a legend? I think he will. I think he's, the best English player I've ever seen take the field of play is Bobby Moore. And I said to Jake before that the World Cup final in '66. If you analyse that game and watch how good he was, it's just scary how what a great player that Bobby Moore was. And he probably yes, he was the England captain at the time, and he was England captain when he was 23, in fact. But what a player! But Declan Rice has got whether he emulates that and goes on to win a World Cup, I don't know, but. At this moment in time, we're very fortunate as fans of the football club to see such a great player.
Yeah, I mean, can he follow in Bobby Moore's footsteps? We'll have to wait and see. Andy, I just want to bring this comment up here. I think you said it on your fan cam after the game last week. Soufar's got to start on Thursday, and I agree. Johnson looked out of his depth last Thursday, with him probably not being fit as well. It's got to be Soufar on that right hand side, hasn't it, Andy?
Do you know what? I think Fredericks has got more of a chance.
Ooh.
I'm with you on that, Andy.
I think we discussed it the other day, didn't we, Budget? It's
Yeah.
like his performance against Arsenal, especially playing in the weak position. Pace is what we very much lack, and I think if they don't expect it, that could become a huge weapon to us because he's got the stamina to get up and down, and his ball delivery is not the worst ever either. So yeah, Soufal or Fredericks, but I think Fredericks with that extra pace, and we can alternate the positions as well. Especially if Creswell's playing, we could then, if for example, going for it, we could go to a back three with Creswell, Zuma, and Dawson, and then have Fornals as a wing back, which he's done naturally as well, and he's sort of done that in Lyon. So either fullback, Fredericks or Soufal, but for me, just to have that little pace away from home, I'll go with Fredericks.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's a shout, and people don't particularly like him, and I've rated him all season. When Fredericks has been called upon this season, he's come up and he's stepped up to the mark. He did yet again on Sunday. He was superb, and he's definitely in with a shout. And he gave David Moyes yet another headache from what the B side have done in these last two games against Chelsea and Arsenal. Budgie?
He's definitely put himself in with a shout as a replacement over on the left as well.
Yeah, he has. With Creswell looking like he is coming here. Maybe he's got one more season in him. He can play both sides, and we'll have to wait and see. Let's take some more comments. Jimmy, do you recognise this? Come on within. You ain't seen nothing like Jimmy Quinn.
yeah.
I remember singing that. Oh my god!
We used to sing that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we used to sing.
We used to sing a few other things as well.
Could you repeat that on Jake's show, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, they used to, when I was at Reading, not at West Ham, but when I was at Reading, they used to put on the Mighty Quinn before every game. It used to do my head in.
At least we only used to sing
with that and all that. But yeah.
Brilliant.
Just going back to the fullback situation, it depends on which way you look at it. You know, we're away from home, and I think out of the three players, I think Koufal's the best defender. I think he's the one that gets tight to people, and he's he doesn't have people turn and run at him and stuff. Ben's a little bit sort of still learning the game. Sometimes he stands off and lets people get a bit of a run at him and stuff. And Fredericks, as you said, he's got the pace to get forward. So it depends what the manager is looking for. We've got plenty of offensive players, and from the middle of the park going forward. So it'll be interesting to see what the team is, won't it?
Yeah, but I think Jimmy, the way David Moyes has got to look at it, and you're a former manager, I'm sure you'll know this as well. Is this is 90 minutes? We've got to get on top. Do you think the attitude that we've got to take is this is do or die now? Let's go for it. And do you think if he does adopt that way of thinking, do you think Fredericks is the option to go with?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. They're all decent players, aren't they? Let's face it. But I think the most important thing is setting your stall out and frustrating the home team. And you do that by making sure you get plenty of people behind the ball. You stay on your feet. You don't give away silly free kicks and good areas. You don't try not to give corners away. You've got to do all these things need to be in place for you to get into the game and get a hold on it. And so whether Koufal plays or Fredericks, we'll have to wait and see what the manager chooses to play. But they will be in the home team, come at you. So it's very important, as we said early in the game. I mean, look at us at home last week. We conceded a goal after 50 seconds. That can't happen tomorrow night. It just can't. We really do need to go in, set a stall out, make sure that we're staying on our feet and we're not going to ground and we're getting tight on people. And you've got to intimidate them. You've got to try and keep the crowd quiet. They're at home. They'll have all the fans behind them. They're 2-1 up from the first leg. So it's very, very important that every man in the West Ham team go out there and you stand up and you're big and strong and you don't concede anything.
100%, 100%. With I think it's quite blatantly obvious, Andy, but within the first 20 minutes, we've got to, as Jimmy said, quieten the crowd down. The first goal is so crucial. We've got to get at them, because if we do concede the first goal, I think it's a big uphill battle from then onwards.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, but I just feel their record's not great at home. In Europe, they've not won at home at all season. I think they've only won. I don't know if they won their last game, but before last week, they didn't win in 5 in the Bundesliga. Don't get me wrong, the result what they got last week will give them a lot of confidence, but I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I'm lost for words. I just got this feeling that it's going to be a magical night, and I can see Rangers getting a result as well, and I really can still see an all British final. I've just got that feeling. The same as in the Champions League. It'll be, in my opinion, I think it'll. Imagine that, like Liverpool, Man City, and obviously Rangers, the British taking over the European competitions.
It would be brilliant. It would be brilliant. Just to talk about some players, budget. Almost seems like most of our players are coming back at just the right time. Diop was back on the bench on Sunday. Of course, we know that Dawson is back in the squad after his 1 match ban in the Premier League. He was never out in the Europa League. But all of a sudden, we've gone from having 1 centre back option to, as far as we were aware, 3 with Zuma, Dawson, and Diop. Budgie.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always, kind of a concern when you see a player you're not expecting coming back from injury quite early like that. It's always a concern that injury may not be fully healed or whatever. But then on the other side of that, it could have been that the injury wasn't as severe as first suspected. So, I mean, it's great that the options are there, but we know that our strongest centre-back pairing at the moment has got to be Dawson and Zuma, and he need and if he's going to play a centre-back 3, then I suppose Dawson would be a useful addition. But I actually think that Creswell will play that role better as the left-sided centre-back, and then have Fredericks out on the left and Soufal out on the right, as your wing-back. I think that would probably be the best option with the players that we've got. But having them back is fantastic news. Knowing that Oggy's not that far back from a return is, a great boost to the club, even though he can't play. It's a great boost knowing that he's on his way back. All the other guys that have played around and with him, that they're all going to be like stoked that he's on his way back. It all helps towards the morale. And I mean, Jimmy, you'll be able to, tell more about that kind of thing. But, I as a player, as an ex, amateur player, I know that, knowing that a decent player is coming back from injury, that gives you a boost. It makes you want to play more, play better, so that you can keep him out of the side, really. That's what, what I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think what we've seen from David Moyes in the last few weeks, Jimmy, is a lot of mind games. He said in press conferences that we probably won't see Diop till the end of the season. Zuma, he's quite far down the line, and all of a sudden they both come back within this 1 week. Do you think he said that all planning and preparing for this game tomorrow night?
I think so. As we said, it's a brilliant boost when people come back to fitness, and it makes everybody stay on their toes, because you're frightened to get left out of the team. Sometimes it goes the other way when you find you see. I mean, for instance, when I was at West Ham, I think there was about 6 strikers. So you had to play well to stay in the team. We had McAvenny, there was me, there was more. Sorry?
Have you got your boots then? We've only got one.
No. I'd need 2 new knees, a new ankle, and a new back, I think. But no, it's great. It's great getting the players back, and they seem to have a great harmony of the squad. And I think that formation that we just spoke about there, I think that will be the starting lineup. I think there'll be Fredericks on the left, Creswell, Dawson, Zuma, and Kufal on the right hand side, because you know, and we, with those players, particularly with Dawson coming back, he's been a revelation this year for me. Well, the fans know he just rolls his sleeves up and gets on with it. And you need that type of player in the team. You can't have a team full of players. You know, you need people to roll their sleeves up and get stuck in, and some people to win the ball. But I think David Moyes will give the instructions to go out and keep it really tight. But then up the other end of the park, if we get any set plays, corners, or free kicks and all that, I think that's where we'll be dangerous and we can cause them a lot of problems.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. Talking of set pieces, sorry. I sort of said it. What I've noticed, it was very frustrating in the first leg and sort of a bit against Arsenal. See, I would go for outswingers tomorrow because the goalkeeper was just so comfortable coming to catch it. So I think tomorrow, we need to try
good point,
something different and do some outswingers, which makes the goalkeeper more hard to come out. And I fancy Zuma, Dawson
with the ball coming in from a different angle.
Yeah. I really do fancy Dawson to cause some serious, if he don't get the goal, but to cause some havoc, because he's going to take at least 2 players out of the game from set pieces.
He's going to have to be. He's going to have to be colossal, because we saw how much of a miss he was on Sunday, because how vulnerable we were at set pieces. You know, we conceded 2 set piece goals pretty much on Sunday. He's such a massive player, and we've got to get our set pieces right. We haven't done in the last few weeks. I'm sure that's what David Moyes has been working with our set piece takers and Dawson, Souček, and etc. Zuma to get them right, because everything's got to be pitch perfect tomorrow. Just to talk about the Fredericks and Soufal debate, then Gary says, "I want our strongest team. Fredericks isn't in that." Fredericks has a sub but not starting. John says we need assists/crosses, so I'll prefer Soufal. Robert says, don't forget, if it's not working, we have 5 subs we can use. Have we even got 5 subs, Robert? yeah, we have got 5 subs. You know, if Ben Rama doesn't start, we've got Ben Rama to come off the bench. Vlasic, Yarmolenko, Fredericks if he doesn't start. You know, depending on the state of the game. If Noble doesn't start, I think he will be involved at some point of the game, whether it's late on or whether he gets
Arthur there as well, aren't we?
Arthur, as much as people don't like him, he might get on. Come on, you Irons, says Jazza. Do you think we'll win tomorrow? Right, let's go round the room straight. Yes or no? Annie, are we going to win tomorrow?
Yes.
Budgie?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Definitely.
Well, I'm going to say no. I don't.
We've got to, haven't we? Got to win.
Let's hope so. I can see us drawing. Hopefully not. Gary says, I would like to see a 4-4-2, but I don't think he would do that. Fremont says, you do never know. Fremont says they beat Barca at home 3-2. Antonio and Jimmy up front. Let's get somebody close to Antonio. Jimmy, are you the man for the job?
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I was a different type of forward. I was decent in the air and used to, win the ball and flick it on and stuff. Yeah, we'd go well there. Me and Antonio, that's for sure, because he's got that bit of pace when he gets going and holds the ball up as well. Yeah. The best centre forward I played with in my day was Trevor Morley. He was brilliant to play with.
Yeah.
He wasn't as tall as me, but he held the ball up well, and he set me up with quite a few goals. And perhaps one of the best goals I ever scored was that we played Stoke City at home, and Trevor, the ball was played into him in the box, and he held up the defender and just laid it to me, and I side-footed it from about 18 yards into the corner. But he used to do that on a regular basis. But I'd like to see is somebody just put a message on there. 4-4-2. We didn't. The last couple of games we played 3 at the back, and it hasn't really worked. So you never know. We'll have to wait and see what the manager comes up with. But there's all different types of permutations and whatever. But we just need to make sure that the players at the start of the game go into it with the sleeves rolled up and know it's going to be tough for 15-20 minutes, and try and get a foothold in the game and keep their fans quiet.
Yeah, we've got.
I just had a look, Jake. Sorry if I've spoilt it for you. So the referee for this game has ref 2 English sides in the Champions League. So he ref Chelsea's 2-0 win at home to Lille and Liverpool's 3-1 win in Benfica. So we've got a Champions League level referee, and he's Spanish. So not that it should, but when you think of it, like the Spanish team when we played Seville, do you remember how play acting they were? It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, they've got the lead, so I hope we don't fall into that bracket again of giving away the silly free kicks and the time wasting. And hopefully, the ref gets his card out if they do, because Aaron Creswell got a card, didn't he, on Sunday for time wasting? How dare he waste 10 seconds?
Exactly. And it could take Ramsdale 1 minute 20 to take a goal kick, and that's all right. Carry it on, crack on. But anyway, we got the Hammers in from Brazil. Hope you are well, Robino. Thank you very much for coming in. It's Dawson on tonight. I'm hearing we've got the exclusive. Andy, who have we got the exclusive with?
You?
Oh, he's here. There he is. Big
brave
Alan Dawson. Here he is again. The exclusive out from Frankfurt. He says we're very confident, and he's ready for that Kamada, and he's ready to stop him in his tracks, because he was certainly a key man for them last week. Mandy says Fredericks is a defensive gamble. Will Moyes gamble? So you see, that's what we were discussing, Mandy. Is Moyes prepared enough to do that? Because we need to gamble. Let's be honest. We need goals. We can't go out there and get a draw, because that's not good enough. We'll go out. We've got to score.
Could we see both of them? He done that against Villa for Grealish.
Yes.
Fredericks playing in front of Soufal. Could that be another Moyes masterstroke, playing a different system? And then you've got the defensive cover, because is it Kostic?
Kostic, yeah.
Doubling up on him because he was the danger. We could see both of them tomorrow.
Budgie, can you see a surprise with the lineup or not?
Not really. Not if I'm honest. No, I mean, excuse me. We've had a chance to get to know David Moyes and his tactics over the last couple of years. I can't see him changing too much, not for a game of this magnitude anyway. I mean, this is, undoubtedly the biggest game in 40 plus years, in the club's recent history. This is, for me, this is bigger than the FA Cup final in 2006, So I can't see David Moyes risking making a mistake, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I don't think it's his reputation that's on his mind. I think it's the club's progression that drives him. He seems to be a manager that is driven by progression. He's not really bothered about if it's a win or a draw or a loss. What he wants is every single player to improve at every single stage of the game. And therefore, that's where your wins and all your great results come from. And I believe that's what David Moyes wants, I can't see him putting out a weakened side or a changed side, if I'm honest.
He might just stick to what's worked for the last season, and whatever happens. Shark says, yes, Dawson scored the winner in extra time, 119th minute. Very precise, Sharky. 119th minute at the back post or the front post. Who knows? Or just whack it into the back of the net. Who knows? Massive welcome. Fredericks cannot play tomorrow. Defensive liabilities. Maybe with 20 minutes to go. We need something. We need pace. They're the option, I think. Jimmy, a question for you. What will the players be feeling like when they start the game opposed to just a normal Premier League game? Will there be anything different there, do you think?
No, I mean, no matter who it is, it doesn't matter how good a player you are or where you played or whatever, you have nerves, and it's good to have nerves, but what you mustn't do is have too many nerves where it's going to, cause you a problem physically, I played in plenty of big games, particularly for Northern. I played in Germany for Northern Ireland, and some of these big stadiums you play, and it's twofold really. You're nervous, but you're excited as well, and you know what's at stake, and you think, well, can I be? I remember playing Romania in the 80s, and they had AGG playing, and they hadn't been beat at home for 5 years. And luckily enough, I scored the only goal of the game. We probably only got over the halfway line 2 or 3 times, but I managed to score the goal, and they were invincible at the time, if you like. And we managed, little Northern Ireland managed to go there and get a result. So if we can do that against Romania, I'm quite sure West Ham can do it against Frankfurt tomorrow night. That's for sure. And I'd love that. What a great scenario. Obviously, we need a couple of goals. We need to get a goal to level up, and then we need one for the winner. I'd love Antonio to get a goal, because he's gone quite a while without scoring, and he's worked his socks off. The game in France against Lyon, I thought he was tremendous. I thought he held the ball up and
Best game of the season,
it's just I've got a feeling that he might get one tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I think it's to do with the rest. What he had, what did he have? A 70-minute rest against Arsenal, and I think that's been good. This is his longest run amount of games what he's had, and he's 9 times out of 10 he completes over 80 minutes. So he's bound to feel a bit, but I think the adrenaline. That's what's got us through. That's what got us through last season as well. It's pretty much the same side. But like you said, it's the prize at the end of it, and I think seeing what Liverpool are doing, hopefully they'll probably be watching Man City tonight. If Man City get the result, it will just be great for English football as itself as well.
100%. Yeah, the players have graced the pitch in Frankfurt this evening, and there's only one picture I've had to load up. He's ready for the battle. I think he can fit like in the middle. Look, there he is. Look. If I go like that, he's gone. And you can look right at him. Look, as can I. Oh, that's looking the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, boom.
Jimmy and I did get his legs.
Dawson, indeed. No matter how it goes, we'll win one trophy, the Ballon Dawson. Oh, here he is en route. On a plane at Heathrow, Frankfurt. Here we come. Have a good one, Gatesy. Get back safely. I'll see you in Norwich on Sunday. Have a good one, mate. And all that. Peter says we need Souček playing Thursday, important in boxes. Madness not to have him on the pitch. No, there's been a bit of hoo-ha about Souček in the last day, and Andy, I'll come to you. The old Juventus 40 million euros has come out, and some people have said, let's sell him. What do you make of it?
You know, the player who I'm a huge fan of, I'll talk about him every week, and his price tag just keeps going up and down between 60 to 75 million. And if we can get 40 million for Thomas Souček, I will sell him straight away, and I'll go to Southampton and get James Ward-Prowse for West Ham United, and we will be a totally different side. Totally different side. And for me, he's done well, but what James Ward-Prowse offers on and off the pitch is different to Souček. And I think his delivery, his amount of goals, I think he's got his highest. I think he's got 6 goals. I think he's 3 away from David Beckham's free kick record as well. Why not come over to the London Stadium and break it?
Yeah. Jimmy, I'll put this to you. Do you think it's unfair on Souček because we watched the game against Arsenal and Chelsea, both of them, and it looked like Noble had more than what Souček's had for quite a while. Do you think that's unfair, Jimmy?
Yeah, he's been a sort of little bit off it in recent games, but to what he had been, because he was a revelation, wasn't he? Him and Kufal, when they first come, they were absolutely brilliant to watch, and all the West Ham fans were buzzing off it. But don't forget the level they're playing at. It's very, very hard to play out of your skin week in and week out when you're playing the types of opposition they are. Obviously he is from a manager's point of view, he's a great player because he gets in the box. He's 6 foot he looks, he's about 6'5", 6'6", whatever it is, and he's decent in the air. He scored quite a few goals with his head, and on top of that, he's a decent player as well. And I think he's also captain of his country. But I agree what was said there. Ward-Prowse is a different level again for me. He gets goals and stuff, but the question is West Ham going to be in for him, or is Southampton going to let him go? That's the thing. There's plenty of players out there that can improve West Ham, but it's whether or not they're available, or we can pay the money that these teams are looking for. But we certainly need to do a bit of business at the end of the season. Whether it's another midfield player, but we definitely need another couple of forwards. That's for sure.
100%.
Jim, do you reckon they could work well as a three if you didn't sell Sojak? Change the system and have three of them together.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You'd have Sojak blanking Ward-Prowse, wouldn't you? Surely.
Yeah. Well, the three different players, aren't they? Declan's more of a holding player. He gets on the ball and spreads the play and whatever. Great to watch. Koufal, he just sort of links up with that, but he's able to get in the box. And then you've got Ward-Prowse that if you've got any free kicks around the edge of the box, that's when he comes into his own. Some of the goals he scored, as we spoke about, is unbelievable. But it's whether or not you can get hold of these players and what money they're going to cost, and whether the club's going to pay for it or not. I don't know.
Fair or unfair, Budgie?
Fair. I think it's a fair comment. It's
it's hard, isn't it, with Souček?
Yeah, it is, because I love the guy, and I love his ambition. I love his the connection he has with the players around him, and with the crowd, as we've mentioned before, Jake. At the end of every game, he'll wave to the top of the stands in every stand. Excuse me. I love the guy. His passion. He loves playing for the club. But yes, his standard of play has changed. I'm not going to say it's got any worse or any better, but it's changed. The role that he plays has changed. I don't know. I can understand people saying let him go, but I can also equally understand those in the box that are saying keep him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's carry on with some comments, guys. Please like the stream. Please like the stream. Subscribe to West Ham Official. West Ham Reunited. Green Street Elite. Spread the love. Also forward. Put perfectly, Gatesy. Put perfectly. Crikey, Sharky. The name's Ben or Sharky. I was waiting there for if the name's Ben. Ben Bond. I was waiting for that, not gonna lie. When I went the name's Ben, I thought it's happening. The new James Bond, his name's Ben. It's you, Sharky. It's you right there. But anyway, let's scroll down. Pete, hope you are well. My friend Scott as well, hope you're well. Antonio Ariolas. James Ward-Prowse will be an amazing signing. Wouldn't sell Souček though, especially to the Spuds who apparently want him. He would be hated. Yeah, Spurs and Juventus are in for him apparently. Hey ho. Gary says they offered him a crap increase in wage, cheapskates as usual. How would you feel? Yeah, we've heard that he has declined a contract for whatever reason. I don't know. Nobody knows. Only them lot upstairs. Can't see why we should let Souček go. Really, he's been playing in the shadow of Deckers, who's been given more freedom. Question for you, Jimmy. What was the biggest transfer value you went for?
340,000.
Hardly a week's wages for most of them.
Yeah, but that equates to in today's money to about 35 million.
Worth every penny of that, mate.
Yeah, it was a West Ham fan actually I've got on Facebook, and he asked me the same question. How much. What was the biggest transfer? And I went for like 300 and something 2 or 3 times, and And he said, well, that 340,000 when I signed for West Ham equates to today's money to 35 million. So, which meant I'd have been on a few bob, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, Jim, who you played with, if you had to pick, this will probably be hard for you in the West Ham squad. If you could pick one player from who you played with to be in that starting 11 tomorrow night, who would you pick?
Julian Dix.
I knew you were going to say that.
I thought you were going to say
I
that.
knew you were going to say that.
All day long.
Actually, if I remember rightly, you said
I played football for 11 years, and I played with some very good players. But Julian Dix, pound for pound, was the best footballer I played. But yeah, he was scruffy, and I used to call him Bonehead and everything else. We both lived out in Billericay, but what a footballer, by the way. He could literally play anywhere on the park. Yeah. Including in goal. He was immense. He didn't like training. He didn't like running, any of that. But you put him in a match situation, he's a best player I've played with by far. Yeah, West Ham have had great players. Bobby Moores, Trevor Brookins, the Alan Devonshires, great footballers. And Julian's just another one of those. He was immense, great football, and didn't take any prisoners. He had a rocket shot. He took penalties. He was great in the changing room. He just had everything, and I just wish he'd have tidied himself up a little bit. He was a bit of a scruff, wasn't he? But we used to have a laugh, and I used to spend a lot of time with Julian. But what a footballer!
Yeah. Right, then I think it's time to go live to Frankfurt, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you ready? See, you won't find us anywhere else. Martin's joining us over from Frankfurt. Martin, how are you?
Hi, great to see you guys. I think the only person who had the left foot that Julian Dix did was Matthew Etherington. I think bad.
Oh. I'll tell you what, that Wi-Fi must be worse than the London stadiums.
We'll give him a second.
Yeah. Spit out there, innit? Wi-Fi. God knows. Right then, let's take some more comments. Ben says, from a Hearts fan, get to the final and beat Rangers, please. And then we've got a sarcastic comment. We love new people. You Essex boys have no chance. Go on, Andy. Say something back.
West Ham are massive.
Everywhere we go. Hope you're well, though, mate. Hope you're well. Right, let's see. Can we get them back? Let's see. Oh, you're back, Martin?
I'm sorry, yes, I am. It does look like I'm in Casablanca with the ceiling, with our primitive air conditioning. But no, I'm actually sitting at a table just about to eat, but we couldn't miss the opportunity to talk. We have been here in Frankfurt since we arrived yesterday evening, and it is absolutely buzzing over here, as you'd expect. Everywhere you see someone wearing something slightly claret as you go past, and you go, "Irons." And if they turn around, they go, and they'll start singing, Kurt Zuma's Cat and all that sort of stuff. And then, you're amongst friends. But we've just been looking, the guys at the table with us actually is a bookie and has shown us that the Germans are not betting on Eintracht Frankfurt to win at all. Both teams are about evens to win the tie, which, if you think about it, means that West Ham are favourites to win the game. Because if there's no favourite for the tie, that means we're favourites for the game. Personally, my own thoughts are Eintracht will not score. If you don't know this already, those of you watching this, Eintracht have not won at home since December. So that's 14 weeks since they won at home. It doesn't matter whatever the competition is. They are disastrous at home. My personal theory is, having been around for enough years, is I'm sure it'll be the home fans who get on their backs. We know at West Ham, when the home fans get on your backs, you cannot play. It doesn't matter who you've got. It doesn't matter how you're doing. You can't raise your game when the fans are on your back. So we're hoping that the fans will be on their backs. We've heard about some naughty behaviour from German fans arriving and dropping off in vans and taking West Ham fans off somewhere and all this kind of thing. We don't know if it's rumours or true, but there's some naughty behaviour going on. But they're all assembling at O'Reilly's at the moment, so they're quite safe there because there's absolute a great queue of security men walking round in circles, stopping anyone getting in. So, but yes, the Eintracht Frankfurt fans have some. They have bad reputation, and I think it might be worth going straight home after the game when we win, getting to the hotel and just hiding, and then coming back the next day on a booze cruise and enjoying it. But the feeling in the city is really excited. We're really excited, and I think people are confident that West Ham are going to win this one. We just need to stop them scoring and then stick in a couple of goals, like we did at Lyon. I think our biggest ally, our 12th man, ironically won't be our fans. It'll be their fans. So their fans will be our 12th man, and we nick through. That's my prediction. Maybe 1-0 win it in extra time, or 2-0, and just kind of hold them out. We got Dawson, who is, as you know, the finest centre-back in the known universe. So having him there, playing alongside Zuma, no one's going to get through. If he'd been playing against Arsenal, we wouldn't have conceded those two stupid goals. So we're welcoming Craig Dawson back. My personal vote for Hammer of the Year. I know Rice is brilliant, but hey, some other people have to win it now and again. This year, it's got to be Craig Dawson. If you're watching and listening and you've got to vote, Craig Dawson. Okay, thank you very much, guys. We've got to eat now, but I thought I'd just give you a little bit of info. I might just give you 2 seconds of John as well, because he's very patiently been on the other side. But thank you so much for having us on, and we're all buzzing. It's all thoroughly Johnny, and thank you so much for letting us go. Here's John.
Oh, there's John. Hello, John. You're up, mate.
Hi, here's my big sister Nadine. Hi. There's Stephen. So it's a bit of a family event here, but we're just about to tuck into our lasagnas and food and so on. But yeah, it's been a good vibe today. We've seen a few West Ham fans around. As Martin says, it's irons, and then you get a straight reply irons, and it's a good vibe. So yeah, it's all calm from what we've seen. We're really looking forward to tomorrow. We'll go and pick the tickets up tomorrow and see a few more West Ham fans by the hotel, and then on the train from the station up to the stadium. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 win, and let's just see where we go with it. And Seville, here we come.
Take care, John.
Cheers, fellas. Okay, all the very best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Stay safe, lads. Stay safe. Well, there we go. You won't find that anywhere else, will you? Nowhere else. Nowhere else. Right, let's go on to some predictions then. Who wants to start?
Budgie starting. I've been at first on everything.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, Andy. Thanks for that, Tom. Right, okay. So I'm going to stick with my prediction from earlier on Forged. So I'm going to predict a 4-0 win for us tomorrow night.
Really?
Jared Bowen to get 2.
That's massive.
Dawson and Ben Rama to get the other 2.
I'll tell you what, I wish I could share your optimism. I really do. I'll go next because no doubt somebody will nick my prediction. I think we do it, and I think we do it 2-0, and I think we get through to the final. And everybody violently gets on their laptops and books whatever flight they can to Seville. Who wants to go next?
I'm going 1-0.
Ooh.
And then we're going to win it in extra time.
Oh, not penalties. Yes. Yes. Love it. Andy?
I've been saying 2-0 all day.
Oh, you can't say 2-0 now.
Okay.
Get ready to reject him, Jake.
I'm gonna go West Ham to win on penalties.
Oh no. You had to, didn't you? You had to.
1-0. 1-0. I reckon Antonio will get the goal. And Mr. Mark Noble will get the winning penalty to send us through to the final.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you absolutely imagine? That's mad. That's mad. Let's take some of your comments then. how good is it to be in a situation as West Ham fans? Semi-final of Europe, 7th in the league, mate. Better than relegation battles. Exactly. You know, you still get people moaning, but you're going to get that. But just step back and realise what we're in right now. It's just superb. Mandy says one van letting out some hot dogs. Fans say they were ambushed. And Hammers fans about 12. One was taken to hospital. Hopefully they are okay and nothing more of the sort happens over there, because you know there's no need for that. We're just over there for a good time. I think they had a good time in London. Were they relatively well behaved, Andy, around the ground?
Yeah and no. I think they had a bit of trouble trying to get into a couple of the pubs. One of the pubs they tried to get into was the Carpenter's Arms, which is quite ironic, really. I can't even get in there. But no, they were good. They were a good bunch of fans. The trouble, you're always going to expect trouble in European games. It's a part of it. But like you said, I know we've got a lot of fans out there. I just hope they stay safe and just stay in large groups, really. Don't go on your own.
Yeah, stay in large groups indeed. Oh my God, no penalties, Andy. Areola the hero, not pens, please. Yeah. 2-1 to Arsenal fan. See, Arsenal fan piping up. There we go. Good luck for tomorrow. Hope you make the final. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. And I hope that's 2-1 to West Ham and us to win on penalties. You know. Head says 2-1 loss. Heart says 3-1. We'll go with your heart, mate. Go with your heart. Let's go on to some final thoughts then. Who wants to have the first word?
Go on, Jimmy. You're the guest.
Yeah, go on, Jim.
Yeah, just looking forward to it, really, and the players will be. And as we spoke before, you know, it's about keeping it tight early doors. It's interesting the stats that the guy over there came out with, that you know the fans get on the back of their own team. So that's what we've got to play on. For me, you know, we really got to not make it easy for them and not do anything silly and let them make mistakes, and then hopefully their fans will get on the back. And there's nothing worse than football, you know, when your own fans get on your back. It's very, very hard to play. You know, they haven't won at home for 14 games or something. That's massive. That's certainly changed my thinking, you know, from, you know, playing a team that are unbeaten in Europe when they've won the first leg away. You know, when you hear things like that, I think we're going to win it. Yeah. You know, you heard it here, but we all think we're going to win tomorrow. But when you hear things like that, it makes a massive difference to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's backed up. You know, I didn't know that stat, but I do know they're currently sat 10th in the Bundesliga. You know, this is do or die for them as well, because they're not going to get European football unless they win this competition. Their home form is awful. We've got to run off that and hope that we have almost the same situation as Leon. Andy, let's go to you.
This man is going to be the difference tomorrow, and we're going to do it for Mr. Mark Noble. It's written in the stars. It's just even if he doesn't get on the pitch tomorrow, you can see how much it meant to him in Lyon as well. And I just think this togetherness will get us through. And yeah, for everyone out there who's going to the game, what an experience! And yeah, can't wait for Seville.
Brilliant. I hope so. Budgie?
Listen, I'm obviously, you know, I'm excited, and you know, I can see us being victorious. But the one thing that I would like to ask Jim, if you don't mind, is that as an ex-player, as an ex-West Ham player, you're obviously in contact with a few of the other lads that you've known through the years. As a group kind of thing, what's the group expectation of this year's group of players? I mean, do you guys have high expectations for us, or?
Well, you see the position we were in the top four for a while, but when you look at not last season before, when we just avoided relegation, it's like Jake was saying. I think the lads have done fantastic. There's a different atmosphere around the club. Everybody's positive. The fans are well on side. You know, it's all looking good. And yeah, you're going to have a few dodgy results along the way, because that's the nature of the game and nature of the league you're playing, and some very good teams. But overall, it's been brilliant. It's been very positive, and all the fans that we've spoke to and the lounges that we do all the time, they're right behind the team, and they love the players. They love the players and the guts that they've shown. The Dawson, which has been mentioned, and obviously having Declan Rice, but players like Furnell's, they're always mentioned. You know how well they've come on and done for the team, and Lanzini, who wasn't in the team for a long time, all of a sudden he's come back in, and then he scored a couple of goals, and looks a decent player again. You know, it's all positive stuff. It's great going to the games. Yeah, I get as not the same buzz as playing, but it's not far off it. It's great going to the matches, and you see, you know, people like Alan Taylor and Brian Deere that won the Cup Winners' Cup and the FA Cup and everything, you know, and they're all saying the same things. You know, the Martin Allen's always there. There's John Moncur. The lads are loving it, really are loving it. And we when you do the lounges, you get to see the same people a lot of the time. Ray Winston was there on Saturday. Actually, we said hello to him. He had a big massive beard and stuff. But it's just a great time, I think, to be a West Ham United fan, and I think our lads know that, and they know how important this game is tomorrow night. And we'll be going out and we'll be giving it absolutely everything we've got. Obviously, with the tactics sorted out by the manager, you know, as I said, we need to keep it quiet. But it's very, very encouraging what we've just heard from the fan over there, that you know, about the fans disappointed with the team's home form. There's nothing worse, is there? There's nothing worse as a fan or a player when you can't get results at home, and you only need one little thing to go wrong, and that sets it all off. You know, so that's a massive advantage for us, I think.
It just takes one small tear to become a big rip, you know. And you know, if we, as a fan base, if we work on that as well, and you know, it's going to be incredible. You know, the atmosphere, you know, at the home game was just fantastic.
Oh, it was electric, yeah.
Brilliant.
It was electric.
And especially if we can get them on the back foot, and you know, we saw what Leon did. They all started storming the gates and setting off fireworks and whatnot, and that might be what we see tomorrow. But Robert's going for 3-0 to the Cockney boys. We're going to leave it there. Andy, Budgie, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem.
You're welcome, mate. Appreciate it.
And of course, the one, the only Jimmy Quinn. Thank you very much for coming on. We'll catch you soon.
Cheers, Andy. Cheers, Budgie.
Lovely.
No worries,
Come
Jim.
on, you mammals. Come on.
Come on, you Irons, and we will catch you soon. We'll be back with the build-up show tomorrow before the game. Extended pre-match build-up show, starting lineup reaction, all of it will be here on West Ham Official tomorrow. Catch us then, get a good night's sleep, and get ready for a massive game tomorrow. Andy, give us your final word. Go.
We are effing massive, and we're going to get the result tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your day at work, and yeah, have fun, because we're going to Europa League final.